Today we are going to do what I'm going to call the Great Pasta Experiment. That sounds a bit corny. I might change the name of that by the time I finish recording all this. But what I recently did, I found out, as my regular viewers will know, how to do elbow macaroni and reconstitute it within 5 minutes. And that's my goal with all my pasta and all my meals, really, is I want to be able to add hot water to them in the pouch and eat them in about 5 minutes. Now, if that's not your goal, then you don't need to worry about any of this, but because you can always make your dishes with your pasta, and you might have to reheat it in the microwave or let it set overnight or let it set for hours or whatever. But that's not what I'm shooting for when I make my meals. I'm looking for an instant meal. And the bulk of my videos are geared towards that way. So anyway, as my regular viewers will know, I solved the problem with hard, chewy elbow macaroni in one of my recent videos. So if you haven't checked that out, you ought to go check that out. Problem solved. Mac and cheese. Don't get caught up in my sauce on that, because it was all about the noodles and not about the sauce. You can use whatever cheese sauce you want, your favorite. The project was to get macaroni to rehydrate in 5 minutes, and I did it, and we solved that problem. So now we need to transfer that to these other types of noodles that I want to try and see if we can get them to get the same results as the macaroni. So in this load, we're going to do some more elbow macaroni, because I want to try something different with this. We're going to do some, I'm not going to even try to pronounce that, farfalla bow tie. I'm going to call them Bose noodles. Then we got shells, and these are the medium shells. Then we got the spirals, which is the rotini, and then we got the penne, which is like the tubes. So all of them are a little bit different, going to be different in texture, and we are going to try and get those all to rehydrate in 5 minutes in hot water. So I'm not going to bore you with me boiling up these noodles. Just know that I'm going to follow the directions on the box for the noodle. I'm going to cook them to the al dente stage, and then I'm going to rinse them, and then I'm going to put them in a bowl of water, tap water from the tap, and stick them in the refrigerator. Then we're going to time them, see how long it takes for the noodle to swell up, like my macaroni did in the cheese video, to swell up and absorb all that water and puff up, and I will let you know if they do, because I tried some fettuccine and it didn't work on the fettuccine. So it might not work on these. I don't know. That's what the experiment's all about. So without further ado, I am going to start boiling some water and cooking all these noodles. I'm going to probably cook about a cup of each type of noodle. I'm going to cook it according to the box directions. I'm going to rinse it, drain it, put the noodles in a bowl, totally submerge them in water from the tap, and stick them in the refrigerator. And I'll let you know as they come out of the refrigerator how long that took for them to soak. All right, I'll see you as they come out of the refrigerator. Okay, good morning. This is my macaroni noodles, or elbow noodles, and we finished those at 11:30 at night, and it is now 7, a little bit past 7, so almost 8 hours, and I have soaked these in the refrigerator, soaked in water, for 7.5 hours. So I know for macaroni that is a good time. And what we do is you can check that by taking one of those noodles. So it's not very pleasant to eat, but taste it and make sure it's a really soggy noodle. so you know it has absorbed all the water it can. So I've made a bunch of this because I'm going to be using this in an up and coming video. Okay, so we've had this soaking for 12 hours now, roughly. They look kind of puffed up. Let's have a taste. A little bit firm, but we'll hope for the best. Now we'll do our shells. Taste one of those. See how those come out for after 12 hours. I think those are good candidate because they are nice and soft. Actually, not a pleasant taste, soggy noodles, but that's what we need. These are my bow ties. They do have a proper name. It's a farfalle. I don't know. Bows. That's what they are. Now let me try one. Okay. Those are a little bit firm, so I don't have a lot of hope on those. It's possible if I left them in there longer, but I think 12 hours, I got to get going. I got to do something. And here's my penne. I don't have a lot of hope on those because that's a really thick noodle. They're soft, but again, they still have some texture, so I'm not confident that we'll get what we want out of that, but we're going to try it. Alright, we got 36 ounces on that tray, which is under my 2.5 pounds, so we're good to go. I'm going to get these frozen solid into the freezer, frozen solid. And next time you see these and the macaroni that I've already gotten in the freezer, next time you see all those, they'll be coming out of the freeze dryer. So these will get frozen solid. Once everything's frozen solid, we'll transfer them to the freeze dryer and run them through the freeze dryer at normal settings. I don't change any settings on my freeze dryer. So here we go. I'll see you then. Okay, here we have my 5 different types of noodles that we freeze dried. Now I'm just going to temporarily package these because I got another thing that I ran as a test in the 4th tray, and I need to get that packaged as well, and it's going to be using this macaroni. So what I'm going to do for this video is rob just a little bit from each one of these squares so that we can rehydrate some macaroni. Now we know from my mac and cheese that the macaroni works, but just to put everything in one video, I'm going to go ahead and show you that again in this video. Then we'll get this all temporary packaged and I'll be right back. Okay, are you guys ready for this as I am? I'm so excited to find out which one of these works. So I got boiling water here straight out of a kettle actually. I'm going to put lots of water in there so my noodles are totally soaked. Zip them shut. Got another kettle boiling over there just in case I need some more water, which I'm going to for this experiment. And last. Alright, so let's get my timer going. I've set that for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We'll do it that way. That way we know that we're going to get the full 5 minutes. Can I push some of this air out? So I'll see you in what is 2 minutes now. Alright, that has been 2.5 minutes. So let's give these a stir. See how they're coming along. That's my mac. I didn't do a lot of mac because I needed that for my next load. But we did enough for the demonstration here. That's my... Oh, I can't remember the names of all these. I'll have to look them up. This is all that's gonna work, I think. And my bow ties. A little bit stiff. My penne. This one I don't have a lot of hopes for. If I can get one out. Oh, that might work too. And seashells. Alright. Let's go for another 2.5 minutes. And we will dish them out and see how they came out. I'm excited about this. The prospects are looking good. Alright, so that's been another 2.5 minutes for a total of 5. So let's drain the excess water off of these. I'll be quiet. Well, I just realized I recorded 2 videos and I didn't have my light on. Oh well, hopefully they'll come out all right for you guys. Not too dark. Alright, so to go over again what we did. We cooked the noodles according to the box directions for al dente. So I would tell you to cook your noodles to the consistency that you like to eat them when they're cooked. I liked al dente, so that's what we went for. Each one of these actually have a different time to cook for each different noodle. So we cooked them, we rinsed them, then we stuck them in a bowl and covered them with, tap water, cold water, totally submerged them with lots of extra water. Then we stuck them in the refrigerator overnight. I think you'll have to go back on some of them. I think some of them I did 12 hours just because they were a little bit hard, like the, what do they call this one? The penne? Yeah, the penne. I got these backwards. Like that. The penne, whatever. Those were a lot thicker, so I did those 12 hours. So anyway, so we left them in the fridge for that many hours. And then all we did was drained them again, trayed them up, and freeze-dried them. The idea being that now they've all puffed up, but they're all cooked al dente, but they're puffed up and swollen, water swollen. That water goes away. Then when we rehydrate, that water, when you put it in the water to rehydrate, that water has somewhere to go. And it works fantastically with the macaroni. So I wanted to see if the rest of these noodles work the same. So let's start with the rotini. That's a very thick noodle. Let's see what the texture of that is. Oh yeah. Rotini It's good. Worked perfect. Let's try the medium shells. Oh yeah. Al dente. Not a chewy noodle. Perfect. The penne. That is a firm al dente. I wouldn't hesitate to do that, to be honest with you. It's not as al dente as the rest of them. A little bit more firm, but it's not chewy. So I would not hesitate to do that either. Then I'm calling these the bow ties. I think they're called for foglia. I think the same with the bow ties. Bow ties and penne. It's a good texture. A lot firmer than al dente. But then again, it's a thicker noodle. And we already know that the mac works. Out of all those, the macaroni works the best. So I would say macaroni, seashells, rotini, then the bow ties, and last the penne. But all of them is a huge success. So really, I think I'm the first to show you guys this, because it took me, what, 2 years to figure it out? And then it was actually done by accident. I won't go into the long story on that. But, yeah, soak your noodles overnight. And then when you rehydrate them for your meals, obviously, you want to rehydrate them separately. So if at least these firmer ones anyway. We might try at a later date doing the mac and cheese, mac one with something mixed in with it already, and see if they'll reconstitute with the sauce in it. But ideally, I think you would want them separately, because we know that works. Why fix something that ain't broke? So anyway, I am just tickled to death with that. I am going to get this all edited and uploaded and moan like heck about me not having my light on and it being so dark. But I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something from this, and I hope you try it. I think you'll be amazed with the results. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.